You saw the title, you saw the thumbnail, and let me tell you, it is not clickbait. I actually have a big announcement to make. I've been meaning to make this video for 6 weeks, and I am finally sitting down to do it. The announcement is, I'll just get right into it, that I am pregnant and very happy to be pregnant. We have a baby girl who is due September 17th. So she will be here in about 5 months. If you guys have a birthday near September 17th, let me know because she could have the same birthday as you. If you are interested in any of the pregnancy details, like how do we know the sex so early? Because people have been asking me that a lot. How did my first trimester go? How did we choose a daycare? We made a pretty non-traditional choice, so I'll talk about that. If you want to know any of those details, go over to my second channel, Amber Alpine. I'll have a video over there where I just go into the pregnancy details and the pregnancy questions. If you're thinking, girl, I didn't know you had a second channel, that's because I never post there. But I'm making a video there talking about the pregnancy. One more pregnancy thing before I move on. Whenever I watch pregnancy announcement videos, I always want them to show the bump so I can see how far along they are, you know, like the progress, what it looks like. And when it's head up, you can't see anything. So for those of you who are nosy or curious like me, let me show you. So I am 19 weeks along. This is relaxed. This is flexing, and this is pushing it out. So this is relaxed again. This is what it looks like. Not much there yet, but there's something there. And yeah, I'm 19 weeks out of 40, so just under halfway there. Next up, I wanted to tell you guys about the 4-phase plan to make the baby room ready. So the room we are in right now is my reselling room. You can see a bunch of inventory, and this is going to become the baby's room. This is right next to our master bedroom, and we always planned for it to be the baby room when we got to that point, and that point is very close. So I have a 4-phase plan to get to the point where this is the baby room. Phase 1 and phase 2 are related to a room in our basement that we need to make usable in order to make all the movements to get from reselling room to baby room. So let me show you what that room looked like a few weeks ago before we started making progress. As you can see, this room is not fully put together. We had flooding last summer and rain came in, it ended up actually molding, and we had to get drywall taken out as well as carpet taken out. So this room has a lot of work that needs to get done. So that is what we started with, and phase 1 was to move the furniture out of that room and into its new location. So this couch was down there and the TV was down there, and those have now moved up into the main floor living room, which this is the space I've always wanted this couch to be in. It was just too big to be here without blocking the fireplace. But with the baby girl coming, we were going to have to find something anyways to make sure she didn't touch the fireplace if it was on. There's also a rock ledge all the way along the front of the fireplace where if she's crawling, she could run into it, or walking and falling, she could hit the rock ledge. So this way, the couch blocks it and we don't have to worry about the hazards behind it. And we were able to move the couch up here. So this room is done. Phase 1 was just to get that couch out, get the TV out. Moving the couch was a chore, and we knew it was going to be. When we moved in, they actually made a hole in the wall getting the couch in. And then moving it out, they could not get it out. We had a new AC and furnace installed, and you have to go past that to get the couch out. So we ended up actually cutting part of the wall out to get the couch out. Thankfully, we already have those other issues in the basement, and we already had drywallers scheduled. So phase 2 is making that basement room back into a livable space, aka fixing the drywall, fixing the carpet, and so on. So let me show you where we are at with that. Phase 2 is making this room back into a finished space. You guys saw the clip earlier of what it looked like a few weeks ago, and as you can tell, we have made some progress on phase 2, but we are not yet done. Let me show you what we've done so far. So right here is the AC and furnace I was talking about, that we had to cut out part of the wall to get the couch out, and that wall is this wall. It was actually completely cut out to about right here. So as you can see, they put in a new wall. It still needs to have trim added, but there is a wall here now. Also, this from here down was drywall that had been removed due to the flooding and mold. So as you can see, that has been replaced. This entire wall didn't have drywall from here down, and that has been replaced. This wall didn't have drywall from here down, and here it had paneling, which is different thickness than drywall. So this entire wall has also been re-drywalled. So drywalling is done. We need to add trim to the doorway over there. We've got a window over here, we need to add trim around that. And the biggest problem left in this room is the flooring. So as you can see behind me, the carpet has been removed over here, all the way down to the end of the room. There is no carpet. They obviously had to take it out because there was damage from the water. We went to 2 carpet companies last weekend, and we found a carpet remnant that was enough square footage to cover the space we need. It also was a very close match to the carpet we already have, close enough for Jacob and I to be happy with it. So we were planning to use that. But unfortunately, that plan is not going to work. The carpet company emailed me this morning, and this is what they said. After discussing your project with my manager, he recommends that we send our measure agent back to measure the whole room and get a new carpet for the entire room. He mentioned that labor alone for the remnant will be extremely expensive, and it will be tough to get an installer who will do it with the liability. Let me know how you'd like to proceed. So first of all, what is the liability? What is the difference in the liability of installing the remnant versus installing brand new carpet? That I didn't really follow. And yeah, I'm not sure. I don't know a lot about carpet installing, so if you guys do, let me know. I'm not sure why it's not going to work, but based on that email, it will not work. We have a few options. First, we can buy the remnant. It's $120 for the piece of carpet that would cover the space, and Jacob and I have done measurements. There's definitely enough. And we could try to hire our own installer. So that's option number 1. Option number 2 is that we do recarpet that entire room, and the carpet would probably not match the guest bedroom or the stairs, so the rest of the basement that's carpeted. Option 3 is that we install laminate flooring in that room. So we actually have leftover laminate flooring from what we used in our main floor. So we could, and we did that installation ourselves, so we could do the installation ourselves in our basement. I will say that was my top choice, but my husband says that he doesn't think it'll work because the basement is not level down here, which is a good point. We could do option 4, which is my husband's proposal, which is to epoxy the floor and lay down rugs. But I see a lot of issues with that. First is that there is tile all over the floor, so we have to cover the tile, I guess. Second is that it's going to look like a garage, I would think. Like you have finished walls and then a garage floor, and I just don't like the idea of the look of that. Let me know what you guys would do, and have you had any experience patching a section that's about half the size of the full room? It's a little less than half the size of the full room, and if you have had experience, let me know what you ended up doing. So I am fully soliciting advice because we thought that this was going to be done shortly, and now we've gotten a response saying that it cannot be done. So we are back to square one with figuring out what to do about the carpet in that room. It is the next day, and now I'm going to talk about phase 3 of the plans. So once this room is finished, then phase 3 is this room. This room is, or was, I guess I should say, the guest bedroom, and it's kind of in transition right now. So we still have a bed in here, but my desk has been moved down here. This room will become my reselling room and my office. My plan is to have my computer against that wall, and then paint this wall some pretty color. And then I got some really cute shelves to go on this wall. And my plan then is that when I'm on work calls, that will be the background wall, so it'll look really nice. And when I record YouTube videos, I will use that wall. So I might actually put my computer against that wall and have like a few feet or a couple feet of a gap behind it to put lighting in to make the quality even better for videos, and I guess by default for what it looks like when I'm on video at work. So this side of the room will be my desk, and then a backdrop for recording videos. Then this wall over here will be the wall that I take photos against, And then this wall will be the clothing rack next to my desk. And then that closet, I think we'll have to continue to use it for storage, like suitcases, but I have some ideas to make that closet have a bit more space, and so I can store my non-clothing items that are unlisted. So yeah, that is my tentative plan. Let me know if you have suggestions for a color of this wall. I'm thinking dark green, but I'm wondering if that will make this room darker, and it is in the basement, so it is already kind of dark. But yeah, let me know your thoughts. We have a couple other projects in this room. First of all, the ceiling is a drop ceiling. It has some issues. This tile completely fell out because it didn't have a support. It was like this one where it has two pieces but didn't have the support in the middle, so the pieces just cracked and fell out. There's some damage. This was here when we moved in, so we just haven't fixed it. And then this, there was damage here. The bottom of this was just cut off and rigid and actually kind of dangerous because it was sharp, but the drywalling guys already fixed that. And then we have this random Donald Duck. You guys can kind of see it. There you go. That just started showing through over the years that we've lived here. I don't know if they like put just what's a paint called you do before you paint? Primer? Like maybe they just primed this room and they didn't actually paint it, and that's why the old duck is starting to show through. But yeah, so a couple other projects in here besides just moving stuff in. And finally, phase 4 will be changing my reselling room, my current reselling room, into the baby's room. So this room, you walk in, we've got this nice window that overlooks the backyard. Then come into the room, and this will be where the crib goes, somewhere in here, maybe the changing table, or maybe that'll be over there. I don't really know. A lot of people have been asking me, like, what's your nursery theme gonna be? What colors are you gonna paint it? I don't know. I'm still thinking about phase 2, trying to figure out the carpet in the basement. But at some point I will have to make, you know, more decisions about what we're gonna do for this room, for the baby's room. But anyways, in phase 3, all of this will get moved down into that room I just showed you, or at least most of it. This TV probably is gonna get moved somewhere else because I don't really use it anyways. And right now, this is all of my unlisted inventory, and all of this will be out of here. One of the other big projects on my list before the baby gets here is to get as much of this listed as possible. Ideally, obviously, all of it would be listed, but at a minimum, I want no more than one clothing rack of clothing to be listed so that it can fit down in the basement more easily. That means that I really need to get to listing so that my death pile will stop growing. So let's get to it. First thing I'm gonna inventory is this stack. This is all listed, so let's get to work. Those 2 stacks of clothing have all been put into inventory now. Next, there are some dresses back here that I have listed but I haven't inventoried. So these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 dresses over here that are listed. So I'm gonna inventory those next, and then that will be, all of the listed stuff will be in inventory. Bridesmaids dresses, the listed ones are inventoried, and my friend just got here with her dogs, so I'm gonna go downstairs and have a dog play date while I eat lunch, and then I will be back to count how many items there are to get listed. I'm back from lunch. I have organized my unlisted inventory a little bit, and now let's count it. You guys are sitting on top of a food processor. It is an old vintage food processor, and I don't know if I'm gonna sell it as one or part it out. I'll figure that out when I go to list it, but that is item number 1. Number 2 is this Pokemon Master Trainer game. If you watched my 5 items from the 90s that are worth big money, you know about this. I've had it for a few months. I need to get it listed. So that is item number 2. 3 is a VCR DVD combo. 4 is this hot dog chicken marinator Tupperware dish. 5 and 6 are 2 boxes of vintage ornaments. 7 and 8 are 2 pairs of shoes. 9 is this card table cover thing. I'm not sure if it's worth listening, but I'm gonna look and see. 10 is a vintage photo album, which might actually end up being more than one listing, but I'm just counting it as one for now, so that's 10. 11, this elephant. I bought a lot of stuff at an auction and I pulled a few things out, so I don't know, I think it's cute, so I'm gonna list it. So that's 11. From that same lot, I got these 2 monk bookends, so that's 12. This vintage ball is 13. And 14 is this, which is like a stamp holder that still has stamps in it. Again, it was in a lot that I paid like $1 for. So 14 items that are on the table. Now let's go under the table. 15 is this, which I don't know if I should list it or not. It was another thing I got in a lot that seemed like it could be worth some money, so I said I decided to look it up. Haven't looked it up though. It has no markings on it. Anybody know anything about it, let me know. That's item number 15. 16 is a basement pump. Needed to look up information about this. Don't know much about it. So that's 16. Under the table, we have a bunch of posters. This box has posters in it. This has posters in it. They're all posters from the 90s. I think like 1994 is when they're all almost from. And I don't know what to do with them, so I need to figure that out. So we've got 16 items plus the posters. Then we've got non-bridesmaid dress clothing. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So 26 items plus posters plus bridesmaid dresses. I've counted the damage. I have 134 bridesmaid dresses on the 2 racks plus the box in the closet. So there are 2 sourcing opportunities that I get excited about every year that are coming up both this weekend. So I'm about to buy more stuff. So my goal is going to be to get these 26 items, other than bridesmaid dresses and posters, get those listed before this weekend so that I can attend those events and not feel so guilty. Although I'll still feel a little bit guilty because I have all these dresses to list. Oh, I've got 2 on the mannequin, so make that 128. Did I say 126? So 128 unlisted bridesmaid dresses plus the ones in the closet. But yeah, I will start the next video with me listing items, and I will end it by showing you whatever I buy next weekend. So stay tuned if you're interested in that, and come back next week to see how much I listed and what I end up buying. Thank you guys all for watching. Let me know if you have any advice on the carpet, and stay tuned because as always, I'll have a new video out soon.